What is going on, Hive Warriors? So today we're going to talk about how to get back into intermittent fasting if you fell off 2022 edition. This is something that I hear a lot of people say. It's not so much that it's directed towards me, but in the comment section or on Instagram, I'm always seeing people say things like, oh man, yo, I really did so well when I was on intermittent fasting. I gotta get back on. So we're gonna talk about that, and we're gonna talk about the best things you can do to get back on if you fell off. Let's jump in. So it's no secret, sticking to specific diets are always difficult because they're not the norm. They're not the thing that you do without thinking. They're the things that you do while thinking until you do them for a long enough period of time where it becomes a non-thinking kind of thing, where you're just doing it and you're going through the motions. But it's hard to get to that point. Sometimes that point takes years. I kid you not. It doesn't take 3 months to get there, 4 months. You can see good results. You can get to where you want to be in 3, 4, 5 months. But you mentally, it's harder to get to the point where you just you don't have to. It's effortless, basically, where you're not thinking so much about doing it. You naturally just do it because it's become a part of life. Now, one thing that I definitely despise is many of the fitness experts dismiss the human experience, the mentality of a person to be able to do something. For example, when they say things like, oh, just stop eating, or as long as you just don't continue to eat, you should be good. So that's all you need to do. Just stop eating. It's almost dismissing the human experience and even the role that your hormones play in making you do certain things, or leading you or pushing you to eat in a certain way or to eat a certain amount of calories. There are so many things that actually fight against you losing weight. Another thing I can't stand, and this is going to bounce right in to getting you to fall back into whatever diet. It doesn't even necessarily have to be intermittent fasting, but I know that a lot of people that watch this do intermittent fasting. Another pet peeve of mine is when people say, do not care about New Year's resolutions, or don't care about this date, or don't care about that date. But our minds aren't wired to be so on the nose and so efficient at every given moment to say, you know what, I'm starting today, let's do it. It can happen. People have done that, but it's much easier if you create some sort of a target, right? So if you have a New Year's resolution to lose weight, then January 1st becomes a very good target for you. And if you don't have a target that truly feels like a special event, you can create excuses for any given normal day. For example, I'll start on Monday, and then something happens on Monday where you either had to pick up the kids, or for some reason, one of the kids was sick, so you had to stay home, or you couldn't go to work, or you had to go earlier to work, or someone called you to come in and do double shifts, so you're tired. You're going to figure out a way to say, oh, you know what, that happened, so I'm probably not going to start today. But when you have a special event target, it makes it harder for you to kind of skip out on that. So New Year's Eve is a target, but also future targets, and understanding, hey, there's a process that needs to happen before I get there in terms of losing weight. That's also helpful. So if you know the summer is coming and you want to do certain things for the summer, or a special trip is coming and you want to do something for the trip, use those things as targets to get you back into the rhythm and flow, then stick to it. One thing that has to happen is, even though you hit those targets, and congratulations to you if you do hit those targets and you reach a weight loss goal, or even if you've gotten a better results, even though you're not exactly where you are, you've gotten better results and your body weight has reduced more than what it was before you started, it's still good. But once you hit those targets, you still got to keep doing it. But the good thing is, it's easier to still do because you've built a rhythm and flow all over again. It's much harder cold turkey to get right into it. It's much easier when you're already doing it, and it's easier to start doing it if there's a target that you're trying to hit. Also, another thing is, you need to get rid of anything that's going to make you deviate from whatever you're doing. So snacks and things in the house that will make you overeat or eat outside of your window, those things have to go. You just Can't have them. Once you've depleted them, I'm not telling you to throw them away, but once you deplete them, do not replenish them. Anything that will make you just snack on something, no, you gotta, can't do it. Eating out, don't do those things because they also create habits, just so you can get into the rhythm and flow first. Once you get into the rhythm and flow, then you can start doing certain things, but making sure you're not breaking the flow for more than 2 days at a time, because that's going to start sending the signals back to your body and your brain that this is the more comfortable thing, this is the thing that I want to do, and it's going to be harder for you to not break away from what you're doing. Doing things like weighing yourself on a weekly basis also helps. A lot of people like to do out of sight, out of mind, but when you check and see, oh, I'm gaining and gaining and gaining, it makes you want to put a stop to it. You don't want to see it continue to go up and up and up. So it makes you want to start losing weight. And paying attention to your clothing and how your clothes feel on you, that is another element to making you understand if you're gaining weight or if you're losing weight. Things that were fitted before do not fit at all or fit very uncomfortably. That gives you an indication that you've gained weight, because when you're gaining weight, when you fall off, you are kind of under the just noticeable difference. As you're gaining weight little by little every single day, it's hard for you to tell the big difference until a good amount of time passes. Then you start realizing, oh, I think I've gained a little bit too much now. And it's harder to pull back when you go that far. So paying attention to your weight every single week, no matter what, hold yourself to that. That will definitely help you get back on track. These are just a few things that you can do, but hopefully this helps you get back on if you've fallen off. I don't get this a lot in terms of my direct messages, but I see this across the intermittent fasting community a lot. So many people fall off and want to get back on. Now, this doesn't necessarily just, it pertains to intermittent fasting, but for the community, for the Fledge fitness community, intermittent fasting is what I'm using for this to talk about getting back on any kind of regimen to help you lose weight. Hopefully this video has helped you guys, and of course, Patreons will be pinned down in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.